It's a very
Ooh,
abrupt end.
that's
What's
super
up,
abrupt ending.
everybody? And welcome to the Football Boot Hour here on the Boot Wizard channel with me, James, and as always, my co-host Andrew from the Lockhart Boot blog. I actually think I enjoy that countdown more than I enjoy the other one, but it just ends very abruptly. If you're watching this on the edited version, you won't know what we're talking about because I always cut that out. We have a countdown to when the live starts. And I'm trialing a new one. But anyway, welcome if you are joining us on YouTube today. If you are not joining us on YouTube right now, it's because I haven't clicked the right button. This is going so well. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Hey, we're not live. What's going on? We are now live on YouTube, so you can join us there. I don't know why I'm saying that, because if I'm saying it now, then, what's going on? The topic this week is all about marketing hype. How much should we believe? How much are companies just reeling us in? And how much should we just be like, what is this absolute nonsense? However, before that, we've got the good stuff to get through. We've had 1 billion releases this week, and we of course have to talk about what we've been wearing. Andrew, would you want to start with what we've been wearing, or do you want to start with the releases? Because there's a lot of releases.
What we've been wearing, because we can get through it fairly quickly.
That's what I'm thinking. You go first. Tell us how you've been, what you've been wearing.
So the review for these is up.
Yeah, it is.
These are absolutely correct. My pair. They actually look in good shape, but if you look inside, they're kind of dirty and stuff. The field conditions are atrocious here. What little field there is, it's like, yeah. But these are amazing. Early contender for Boot of the Year. I know it's very, very early, but yeah. These are super.
Man, I called Tequila for Boot of the Year last year in February, so this is completely fine.
Yeah.
But no, those are incredible. They're easily obviously it's early on in the year, but they are easily the best boot that I've tried so far this year.
Yeah, they're so good. It is so stupid how nice this boot is. I cannot believe it.
Do you know what I do really like about it? It's a very small thing, right? I just feel like from the midfoot round to the toe, I just feel like it actually swoops round a little bit compared to what it did before. Like literally on a flat, it kind of like moves, and I just feel like it fits me nicer. It's a lovely little addition.
It's the sole plate. It's more anatomical,
right? Exactly, and I think that makes
it's more of like a just straight, basic flat fit. It was more straight.
Yeah. I think that's a really nice little addition, little change. Which is great. Matt is in the chat. He says, yes, the red is beautiful too, which indeed it is. The Boot Zone is with us. Morning, evening, afternoon, sir. Jesus Football. I keep wanting to try and call you True Jesus, but I enjoy Jesus Football a lot more. I think it's perfect. Some great content coming from you. So hello to you, sir. Chris is Funny Kicks, who is the newest member of the Boot Wizard Members Club. So thank you very much, Chris. And welcome to you. And Matt Burns, who is straight in. If you're not following Matt, please go and do so. Matt says, can't believe Nike ever again. We will get to it, Matt. We will get to it. Don't you worry about it. So go and check out Andrew's review. Is there anything else on the horizon, Andrew? Or are we? There we go. There we go. Yeah. That's what I was fishing. That's what I was fishing for.
I should get these out today, hopefully.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see. But these it's so stupid. So these are, I guess, teaser edition colorway. So Japan, these are 33,000 yen, and if you saw my Instagram story, that's more than the Pred FT. And then the white colorway is 26,000 yen, which is still not cheap. I mean, it's better, but it's still not cheap. That's still more expensive than a good 50% of the boots on the market here. The elite boots on the market.
Pricey.
Yeah, they are not cheap here at all.
Okay.
I don't get why. I don't get their pricing strategy here. But whatever. Not my problem.
I'm literally Googling as we speak what the difference in that the non kind of teaser colorway 442 is over here, just to see
white.
what the white, yeah.
I think there's a $10 price difference in the US. I know that.
Right. Okay. So maybe that's just that. That would be like normal. We should put them at. That would put them at 180 here, which is still like on the expensive end of things. But you know what? It's not terrible.
It's so weird, the pricing strategy in Japan versus the rest of the world. It's like what the opposite of what Mizuno does.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I went true to size in these, so I went with an 8.5.
Yes.
Oh, Proper Boots is here. Nope, we're not here yet. But yeah, I went with an 8.5, which is my true to size. James, I believe you went with an 8.
I did, which is my true to size.
Yep. So true to size fits perfect. I don't think you need to go half size up, but I understand if you want more space, you can do that.
So yeah, my advice, I think, when I come around to the review, I've only been out in these once. So I think my advice will end up being that true to size is probably the right fit, but a lot of people are going to want to go up half a size because it does run quite tight around this toe box area here. It's reasonably pinched. It's quite low. So I think there's a good number of people that are going to want to go up the half size here. If nothing else, just for a bit of volume through this toe area. Yeah, that's all it really is, to be honest. Lengthwise, absolutely perfect, but a little bit of volume in the toe. It's kind of like the Sakitos, right? This is so soft that it will stretch out and mold, but that might not be a feeling that some people want.
That's exactly what I was thinking of when talking sizing. Yeah.
So, but
yeah, same size as Tequila for me.
It's half a size down from the Tequila for me. So the Tequila, I'm wearing a US 8.5, and I'm wearing a US 8 in these. So I got up half a size in the Tequila. So these would be more of what I would consider my true to size, my US 8, just for reference.
Real quickly, Canada Hitman, always Mizuno over the Vapor. Easy.
Actually, you know what? I like the Vapor 16 a lot more than Andrew, and that is... Like, I haven't tried the Alpha 2 yet, but considering it's so similar to the Alpha, like, the Alpha is the answer, no question. Like, the Alpha for 2 years was the best speed boot on the market, no matter what anybody else did. So, Alpha 2 is probably the answer there. So, to what I have been wearing, I suppose. So, I've shown you, obviously, one.
Yep.
And my other one is this one. So I got the new Fluor one. So these have, I say, been in one session. It's not even been one session. They've been on feet briefly, just out on a pitch. And they're very nice. There's a lot to like. A lot of people are going to really like these. They fall into what I think is the mercurial trap of being, how do we get as many people as possible to like this football boot? So they've gone for this is wide. Like there is, hold on, let me get the paper out. There's a lot of width through this boot. It's going to hold a pretty wide foot. It's very, very comfortable.
Thanks,
the upper is a little bit on the thicker side, unfortunately, I think.
Versus the previous generation?
Definitely versus the previous generation. It's definitely got more thickness than the previous gen. It is obscenely comfortable. But... I think it loses a lot of its speed boot elements from the upper. The lockdown isn't great. It really has so many mercurial comparisons in terms of what they've done with a knit speed boot, because they've still got a crazy aggressive outsole as well. This is more aggressive than the mercurial. Like, look at these studs. Like, this is mad. Definitely. And it is springy. It is stiff and it is springy. This outsole is phenomenal for a speed boot, but it needs to be on a much
speed boot
thinner
upper.
A speed boot upper that's got a speed boot shape to it. It's a very good football boot so far, is like my impressions. I just think it lacks some speed boot vibes. Like they've moved too far away from what made a good speed boot, and they've just made a very good football boot with an aggressive outsole, which might suit a lot of people. I haven't seen an AG plate for this yet, but I reckon if you put a conical studded AG plate on that's nice, that would be an incredible football boot. It's just at the moment it's a bit disconnected. It doesn't really make sense, you know?
We've got a round stud HG plate here.
That I imagine that on that Furon would be beautiful, would be really nice. And because of the width and the sizing and everything, this is a potential to be quite popular in your area. With that kind of Asian foot type, so
we'll see. The pricing again is
again the pricing could be a huge problem.
More expensive than the Alpha 2.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
That's painful.
Canada probably the same size, man.
Let's what are we looking at here?
F50 and Alpha 2.
Same size.
Same size.
Yeah, same size across both. Okay, so that is what we've been wearing. So we should move on to
new releases.
The new releases. Thank you, Andrew. My God, my brain just
you got to get that sleep, man. I swear to God, you're gonna have to.
Sedate my child. For any of you who don't know,
it's very common in the States to give your kids sleeping medicine, like NyQuil or something, and just knock them out.
Oh man, I have a 3-year-old that doesn't sleep. Like that's essentially it. And by doesn't sleep, I'm not exaggerating one bit. Does not sleep. Anyway, this is the tier list. This is our tiers: great, good, meh, bad, and awful. And where would you like to start this week, Andrew? I think there's 9 different releases. Where would you like to begin?
Everybody wants to rant about the Nike. So
I feel like we need to talk about that one as the last one we rank, so it runs straight.
Yeah.
So let's do Nike last, because then we can run straight into the main topic about Nike and marketing and everything like that. Because the whole topic this week is based on that boot. So let's do that one last.
Yep.
So let's start with one that you're going to rant about. This one here. You'll have a nice little rant about this.
Jesus. You dumbasses didn't do a Year of the Dragon one. It's right there. It was 20 years since the Silver Dragon Preds for Beckham. Or maybe, no. This year's 20 years since the Silver Dragon Preds. But still, you just should have done it. You guys didn't care about lining up anniversaries before. Why bother now? So, yeah. Stupid. Just stupid. This is a bit out there. ProDirect said there's 238 pairs, and there is blatantly not. It's more like the 5,000 they said there is for the Legend.
Yeah, so I have an admission to make, an admission of guilt here. I completely got swindled by the ProDirect marketing, which we will get, which is something else we can mention in a minute. But I wasn't going to buy these. I was not interested. I'm like, I actually don't like them that much. And then the first thing I saw on them when I woke up that morning after my child not sleeping was the ProDirect reel, which said 256 pairs or whatever it was. And I was like, oh, crap, if they're that limited, I might just see if I can pick up a pair. So I went on the Adidas website, just jumped into the raffle. I was like, see if I get a pair. Not too worried if I don't. Like 5 minutes later, got the notification. You've got a pair of the Preds Next. I was like, oh, sweet. That's pretty cool. I was like, that was a little bit easy. And then obviously jumped in the group chat. We all had a look. Trev Dunphy, who is obviously a big Pred head, Justin, big Pred head, who were basically like, yeah, so there's thousands of these. Spoke to a guy I know who works at Adidas who was saying that the Adidas Oxford Street store alone has 40 pairs. And by 3 o'clock that day, they'd only sold 3. So, I'm not going to be keeping them. They will be getting sent back. But because I did buy them,
might as well make a video.
You'll all get a lovely unboxing video on them. But they're being sent back. I was duped by the lies of ProDirect.
We could have a separate podcast about Correct line and stuff. And we'll circle around to that when we talk about the Legend.
But I feel like we're going to get there. Like, I feel like that's all going to come, because it's kind of like the marketing idea, right? We'll get there. Yeah. For those ones, where would you like to rank them? What are your thoughts?
Meh.
I am also meh. Yeah, I think they're fine, but meh. Nothing more than meh.
Yeah.
Let's stick with Adidas, I suppose, and move on to these, which I'm just. But the thing is, I'm like,
why? I know you don't like black boots.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't.
I don't care. But, like, your opinion does not count. Your opinion does not count. Shut up. Turn off your mic. Let me speak.
I was just going to say they're too similar in colorway to the Snake Preds.
No. Shut up.
But I'll let you take this one, Andrew. Did you have thoughts?
Look, Jesus football. These look great. See?
Now, he doesn't know anything either.
Shut up.
Like,
yeah, these look amazing. Well, black, red, and any accent color, I'm a happy boy. Those Preds look superb. Yeah, 50s look superb. The Copas look superb. I'm obviously going to put these in great. You'll probably want to put them in meh. So we'll have to settle on good. The only thing, there's no AG, and there's no
AG Pred, right?
And there's no HG here either. I want these in HG, and I'm not gonna get it, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, that is annoying. I don't really understand the logic there.
I will say the thing I have noticed with the fold over tongue is the red one releasing and then this one releasing, and the fact that people here know now that they'll be doing AG models means that the FG models have slowed to almost to a halt.
Yeah, they're just sitting there.
Yeah. So like a lot of places you can still get the red fold over tongue, whereas like when the white ones, the champagne or white ones released, they were gone immediately, just gone. And then every single fold over tongue from the Pred from the past year, gone immediately. But now they're starting to sit because people know they can get the AG option.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense.
And Adidas has a huge presence in this market. They surely should have known that they had to offer an AG model at, like, if not everywhere, here.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But the thing is, I think it could just be like because it's what people are talking about. But before they did, I could hear you anyway. What is happening?
Okay, somebody's saying they can't hear what I'm saying.
Oh, I can hear you. Anybody else with any issues, do let us know.
Yep.
I've brain fried, gone. I was thinking, like, a lot of people have been asking me, like, oh, AG Pred. That means that there is demand. Like, I realize it's skewed because you're talking about the thing that's not available, but there's demand. There's so much demand. Ugh, ridiculous. Hold on.
So those will go in good.
Those will go in good. So that's the Snake and the Stealth Victory. And let's move on to some Nike fun before we get to the Tiempo. We have these. These dropped this week.
I really can tell by the canter of your voice that you're quite happy about them.
Yeah. So excited by these. Like, meh. I think we just met those and move along.
Yep.
Cool. Met it is and move along. Okay, then this we can't just met and move along because it annoyed me. We're going to start with this one.
Why?
Thank you. What the actual piss?
Why?
Like,
they... one of the things that companies need to really focus on and easy places to make cuts to colorways is stuff like this.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. I know there's a market for it, but the market for all white and all black collections is nowhere near what it used to be. And that's because the brands themselves made sure of it. So stop doing it. There's now 2 releases every year. And they used to be smart about it. They used to be smart about it. In summer, you get the black pack. In winter, you get the white pack. The idea being the white ones would show out better under the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Just stop. Stop doing it. Cut these colorways completely.
The thing we get now is Puma release a new Future. So therefore you get a new all-white pack of everything. Then Puma release a new King. So you get an all-white pack of everything. Then Puma release an Ultra. So you get an all-white pack of everything.
It's like, you don't need it.
We've spoken about this so many times. Just have a white boot available in each of your colorways all the time. And then add to it. So you'll have a white Future 7 available the whole time. Then when your Future 7's coming to an end, put it on sale, get them sold through. Then when your Future 8 releases, put a new whiteout Future 8 in, which will sit alongside the two existing whiteouts from the King and the Ultra. What's so hard about that? I don't need a new whiteout pack every single time that they release a new boot. Christ.
And it's funny because, like, I could see, don't agree with, but I could see an argument like, well, you gotta keep the designers busy, blah, blah, blah. Those dudes are slammed. Or dudettes. I guess
the
dude
folks
could be a general neutral term.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, they're already busy as it is. It's just completely unnecessary.
Absolutely. Completely ridiculous.
Don't give a damn. These go in bottom tier.
Bottom tier, I agree. Bottom tier,
bottom tier
for just being purely nonsensical.
Yep.
Then, just for fun and games, they released a black at the same fucking time. So
bottom tier.
At least these are different to the previous blackouts because they do have the pop of color. However, it follows all the same issues that the other ones have of consistently releasing a blackout pack for essentially no reason. So bottom tier. Screw you.
Easy.
God damn it. Which leads us to...
Now that's a nice pack.
That's a nice looking pack.
That tequila with the little bit of like bright yellow, highlighter yellow, isn't it, for New Balance?
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah. Highlighter yellow on that tequila could have gone very, very wrong, but it is so tastefully done. So. Speaking
of designers, whoever New Balance have got working, they're doing good work.
Yeah,
they have been for over a year now. Their colorways, everything like that. Really
I wonder if
nice.
It's the same people I talked to back in the day.
I don't know.
Because I met like 3 of their designers some years, but like I met their head of design and 2 other guys some years back.
Matt, I'm going to kick you out of this chat right now with your Volt. None of this Volt. It's highlighter yellow. I will not have it.
New Balance. Chris says that New Balance colorway was used on the Furon 2 Lazy.
I don't remember it.
The Furon 2's been around for so long. It hasn't been out. The Furon 2 came out the year I moved here.
Did they use it on the Furon 2? Like the Furon, okay. I think I see where he's going because the Furon 2 was similar but with yellow, right? Rather than like the highlighter yellow. It was like it might have even been the launch, right? That yellow kind of navy and red, which was a little bit pinky. I would give them a pass on this one.
Today, actually, it's really funny. Today is, I think it's today. It's been 8 years exactly since I moved here.
That's mad. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. But yeah,
wow.
This pack is excellent. We've got HG options and everything.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased.
Very pleased. Yeah. I think this is great.
This is great. Easy.
Tippity top. Nicely done, New Balance.
Yeah. Well done, New Balance. Puma, learn a thing or two. Otherwise, New Balance will overtake y'all.
I really wish they would already.
It kind of feels like they have already, to be honest. I wonder what their sales are like.
I think they're getting there. If it wasn't for the Ultra, I think that Puma would have problems. Speaking of Puma and having problems, segue. These didn't release, but I definitely want to mention them because this is obviously big news. Mr. Antoine Griezmann has moved. I feel this is worst kept secret in football boots, but it's official. It's official as of today that Griezmann has signed with Decathlon. He's going to be wearing
I'm gonna confuse it with the name of one of the cars. XLR?
CLR.
CLR. Okay, the XLR is one of the cars.
Yeah. So this is the Kipster CLR Elite. And then the Jaguar bit is actually only the colorway. So there's Jaguar Boost and Jaguar Fury. What he has is one of them. What I have is the other one. I can't remember which one's which. But one is Jaguar Boost, one is Jaguar Fury. And essentially, it's the Kipster CLR Elite. It might be like the 200 Elite or something like that. So this is huge, I think. Like, it's huge for Kipster. Huge. It's massive to get really such a big name into those boots. Casual plug, if you would like to see a review on the boots that he's wearing, there's already one on my channel. I have a review up on the channel right now where I point out that were indeed Griezmann's boots from months ago. I also have them as turf shoes.
Nice.
Which is odd. I know. Decathlon sent them to me. So I wasn't just out here randomly buying turf shoes. Decathlon did send me these. So I haven't actually reviewed them yet, but I don't review turf shoes.
Logo placement aside, and I understand why they put the logo there, but still.
So that's not on the retail. Like, that's not on the boots, by the way. That's just on his boots to obviously...
This I think it seems like they will be releasing this model.
I'm assuming so. Like, I am assuming so.
With the Griezmann...
the branding on the personalization and stuff.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Absolutely. The thing that I'm interested to see is if when they release it, if they just release this but with branding, or if they actually give us a more premium version of this with his branding, because you can see if you look at his boots there that it has a different collar, like a different cut around the heel. It's not as high. So I'll be interested to see if they give us that, and if they maybe, because the sole plate on this is very flexible, like it's not great. So I'd be interested to see if they give us a premium version of this under his name. I think that would be interesting to see. I don't need to rank them or anything. I just wanted to bring that up. Like, anything fun happening in the chat? I think Peter Reese is taking the mic. No way, a Puma whiteout. Yeah, proper boots. Imagine those white ultras on the carbon plate for sure. Absolutely for sure. Paul Gomez saying what we're saying. Not much of a market for Puma in general. Yup. And Jake Singer makes a great point. Still considering Puma just because no one else has that MG style plate on elite level. Absolutely. That MG plate is great, and on the Ultra, I would not be complaining about it one bit. Oh, Paul Obiole, sorry if I pronounced it wrong. What do you think of the Nike Premier 4 that's up on Amazon? I didn't know it was up on Amazon. Interesting. So, inside knowledge, I have a pair of those. I've had a pair of those for about 4 months. And I was sitting on them for ages to find out a release date from Nike, so that I could actually release them properly. But it looks like obviously everything's kind of gone and got messed up. So, I didn't realize that they were up on Amazon. And if that's the case, that means that I am definitely going to rock a video on those this week. So anybody who would like to watch that, get subscribed, become a member, all that good stuff.
Grillo boot market is crazy. I'd say go for alternative brands. Just go for
100%.
Alternative brands at this point.
100%. Okay, should we get to it? Everybody,
but you can't actually buy them.
Interesting. Okay, well, I literally have a pair. They're behind me. You won't be able to see them, but I actually have a pair. If you have been, you'd have to be super eagle-eyed, but I've had them deliberately in the back of so many of my videos over the last few months. So
you should have just gradually moved them closer and closer until just one live. It's the boot in front of the camera.
So I have quite a heavy bokeh on the back of my screen, so they'd be very difficult to pick out, and they're black as well, which makes them very difficult to find. But there's literally been a pair of Premiers kind of hooked up. They'd be obvious enough as to where they are, with a set of googly eyes on them, just sitting in the back of a load of my videos. I wouldn't go looking for them. You won't spot them. The bokeh is too large. But I will drop that video quite soon if that's the case. Thank you very much for that, Paul. So I think that leads us to everyone sharpen your knives.
Get the knives out.
And get the knives out. Get your angry typing fingers ready, and we shall take a look at these. So this is the if somehow you are here on the live and you don't know what this is, welcome. But this is the Nike Tiempo Luxe, which is inspired by the old Andrea Pirlo boots. And the big problem that everybody is very upset about, apart from me, really, is the fact that this will be a Fly Touch Plus boot, not a leather boot, and it is made in Montebelluna. So they've made this big kind of like premium boot angle on this, similar to what they've done before with Allegria leather boots and things like this, as a made in Montebelluna, this big deal that Nike make this boot out of their main factory in Italy, where they, that's where their pro boots come from. This is like real premium deal, and they've gone with the Fly Touch Plus upper, not a leather upper. People are angry.
I've got so many things to say. I don't even know. I guess I can. I was
gonna say, would you like to go?
I can first call out the guy who told me that these are kangaroo leather, know the difference. And it's like, that was very literally funny. Says synthetic. And then he backtracked. He's like, well, I'm willing to be wrong sometimes. It's like, then don't
be a dick
act like such a dick.
Yeah.
It's like, like, I guarantee that, and I imagine, James, you might pick one up just to kind of get one in.
Yeah.
I almost guarantee that these are softer.
Yeah, no doubt.
Almost 100% guarantee these are softer.
Yeah. And I would assume that those, the X-Fly 5s, the X-Fly 5 Limited, even the previous generation Pro 2 Limited, they'll all be softer. They just will be.
Made in Vietnam. Which, just as an aside, apparently the Vietnam factories are really, really good. So, but yeah, it's so stupid on so many levels. I'm gonna call out Pro Direct Soccer for calling it the best Tiempo of all time? ? Like, come on, guys. I know you want to get clicks, and it was probably done on purpose. Doing stuff to like deliberately get comments after you were found out to be lying about the year of the snake preds, like, that doesn't, like, all attention isn't good attention. You're just pissing people off and making people think twice about purchasing through you.
The thing that gets me with Pro Direct, we're definitely going to end up on a Pro Direct tangent a little bit here, but the thing that gets me with Pro Direct is that they haven't done it as much recently with certain things like their graphics, where they deliberately get things wrong. They're not doing it by accident. They're not getting these things wrong because they don't know. They know. There are people at that company that know, and they are deliberately getting things wrong, waiting for all of the boot heads and all the people who know to literally jump on and be like, oh, the Magista Obra, you've missed the Magista Obra, or the Hypervenom 1 wasn't released on that year, or no, you've put the Predator on like 2003 instead of 2002. Like, they do it on purpose. They're just literally rage baiting, and it's a giant company. It's so poor.
Yeah, and all you're doing at this point is you're just destroying what little confidence people have in you. Because
absolutely,
we could go on a whole tangent about how their customer service has been garbage for, like 15, 16 years. They haven't improved it at all. Like, people emailing wanting to do returns or asking basic questions and just not getting responses. Like, Adler, it makes sense. There's under 20 people in the company, right?
Yeah.
They're all doing stuff at all times of the day, including the person manning the emails. So I always tell people to be patient with Adler because there's not many people. But ProDirect's a massive company. They're one of the biggest online retailers.
Yeah.
Getting stuff wrong doesn't, that doesn't help. And then what you do is you feed misinformation because younger guys aren't aware, or younger gals people aren't aware that it's wrong. So then they'll come back and regurgitate that same information.
Exactly. And I think for a company of that size, they should do better.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on. We're holding. This is ProDirect calling us to tell us to stop.
No. We just got a warning for something.
Oh.
I have no idea what it is.
It's actually just finished, but we had a red weather warning in place overnight and today. So this was for Storm Eowyn. So I enjoyed Storm Eowyn a lot. Whoever named that, we can be friends. But yeah, it's 145 mile an hour winds in the middle of Ireland. That was fun. But
the shit
anyway,
out of me. My wife just messaged me and said it's training.
Oh. Oh, Jesus. Damn. Okay, back to where we were.
Sorry.
So no, it's all good. We've complained about ProDirect, obviously, because that is marketing. Like, that's them marketing as a company, and they're marketing boots, and they're deliberately spreading misinformation.
Uh-oh. Eurogato is out on my end, bro. Hold on. Technical issues. So it's showing no signal for me. Okay. Way, we're back.
It's okay. Can everybody hear me?
ProDirect shut him down.
Oh dear. Well, if ProDirect are trying to shut us down, we should probably get Nike to try and shut us down too. And let's just, before we get into like the like more broader questions, let's just talk about, like, I'll let you take this, Andrew. Why is it such an issue that they've basically not gone with a leather upper out of a made in Montaluna boot?
Montaluna. The one reason why most brands, and a lot of brands like Mizuno, for example, back in the 80s when the first Morelias were coming out, where were they made? Italy. Where were they sourced? Where were they made in Italy? Montebelluna. Lotto has a factory in Montebelluna. Like, a lot of brands keep factories there just because of the history of the city and stuff when it comes to making product. And most of the time, it's leather product. And so making a synthetic boot there is just a joke. It's an absolute joke.
I think a big problem with that as well is, like, it's not just that they've, like, okay, we're making this boot and it's not leather and it's going to be synthetic. We're going to make a big deal out of it. But then on top of that, they've modeled it after an Alegria leather.
Yeah, like
Tiempo.
One of the best leather uppers ever. So it doesn't go like, it's not like, oh, this is a nice callback. It's like, look what we no longer have.
Yeah. They've literally gone, oh, look at these Pirlo boots, which you all loved.
All Diodora top ends are made in Montebelluna as well. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Remember these Pirlo boots that were amazing and that everybody loved and were hard to get and were super, super premium?
Yeah.
Well, because we won a few extra dollars, we've absolutely shat on their legacy.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Most people probably watching this right now who listen to the podcast, people know that I don't wear leather boots. So from my point of view, I'm not upset that I can buy these.
Cares.
But
no one cares.
There's a but, Andrew. Let me get to my but. But as I believe you and me and Noah said on our Ranking Every Brands episode, it is somewhat of an insult to the Tiempo name. Like, irrespective of what I personally want to buy and what I like, that a Tiempo, a made in Montebelluna Tiempo, should be of like this really premium, high quality leather material. Surely it should be leather. And this is from somebody who doesn't want it to be leather. I'm like, how is this not leather? Chris's Funny Kicks, 5,000 pairs apparently. And also noticeable, I think noticeable that the Unisport are not advertising this. So I'm assuming that they're only coming direct through ProDirect and Nike. I've not seen other retailers advertising it. Literally just ProDirect and Nike. And then I saw I'm gonna sound like an ass. So like the page is Real or Fake is the name of the page on Instagram, but it belongs to BC Boots, I want to say. Like that is one of their pages, and they got them. They got a pair in from ProDirect, and the way they were talking about it. Now I'm assuming this is because they got them from ProDirect. The way they were talking about it was if they were a ProDirect exclusive, but I don't think that's the case. But I also think that there could be a situation where maybe it's just a Nike and ProDirect release, because I've not seen like Unisport haven't spoken.
Jesus Football says he saw another retailer.
Okay, interesting. Because I've literally not seen any other retailer, not Unisport, Football Emotion, Soccer.com, like World Soccer Shop. I've not seen anybody. So I've seen it all ProDirect.
Justin, Justin is like, if I can get them, I do think I want them since I missed out on my pearls. Justin, you know how all the time I'm like leaving comments on y'all's podcast saying like, Colby, you need to listen to Justin more, blah, blah, blah. This is the time when you need to listen to us. Don't buy them. You will get them in and you'll sit there and be like, these boots are smelly.
And Justin will call them smelly.
He will.
That's the most Justin description of things ever. I'm going to get them, but I'm not going to get them if they're ProDirect exclusive, because that would be impossible for me. But I'm assuming I'll be able to get them direct through Nike. So, know. Here we go. So here's a good question. This is Peter Rees. So premium leather version would have been great, but if this is an improved synthetic, it begs the question of why it isn't on the normal version. And I think 100%. That's a great point. 100%. Why is this? It looks improved, I have to say. So I think one of the things that both Puma and Nike have made a massive error with is trying to do this like modern leather kind of one-piece style boot. Go for a stitched, pillowed style of boot to replicate leather. You're more likely to replicate leather doing that. So I think they definitely should have done that. And also on top of that, just the way that you look at it, like it could be the color or something, but the leather grain, like the leather grain style that's in it, looks nicer. So I think I would assume that it's of like, this improved synthetic. And then that's absolutely a great point. Why? Because it's not like this is the difference between
because it's the Luxe version.
It's not like this is cow leather and K leather, and this isn't like this, that. This is quite simply one material that people have. How are you not putting out the best version of that one synthetic material on your mainline boot that people don't care about anyway?
Yeah, like, it's
that's ass backwards.
I mean,
Jesus.
At the same time, like, long may Nike continue being stupid like this. It works out great for every other company on the market.
I'm not going to lie. I could do with Adidas being dumb too. I'd like the pair of them to fall off, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But, like, what can we do? Yeah. Justin will want to buy these more if we continue to tell him not to. Matt, you're absolutely right. That is exactly how Justin works. Yeah.
See,
dear Lord.
Like, and I don't know if I've talked about this rumor. So I've heard a rumor, and I won't reveal my source, but I've heard a rumor that both Puma and Nike have ordered more kangaroo leather. So,
I can reveal my source for that. I can reveal my source for that information. It's you. But
yeah. So, I mean, sooner or later, it does seem like Nike and Puma have both already ordered more kangaroo leather, which begs the question, and we'll get to that when the time comes. What was the fucking point?
They thought they could get away with it. That's what it is.
Yeah,
like they thought that they were big enough to get away with it. They thought it doesn't matter, we're Nike, we can do absolutely anything and people will buy it. And they
put shit on a stick and people still applaud.
As long as it's got a swoosh, people will buy it. And they found the tipping point. They found the point where they essentially took leather off their Tiempo and people went, no. Like, because the problem being that I think they've mistook who their audience is for the Tiempo, right? Because if they'd have done this, say for example, this is like randomly thinking, but say the Mercurial had always been leather and then they switched it to a synthetic, I don't think it would have made as much of a big deal because of the type of boot it is and who buys it. The people that buy Mercurials like this, they aim it at the younger demographic. They do not care if you're switching to a modern synthetic boot. The general audience for a Tiempo is much older. It's a more, it's an older, slightly different type of player who wants leather. They've been wearing leather for the last 35 years and they want leather. Nike should have been delighted that they're not still wearing Copa Mundials and that they've decided to wear a Nike Tiempo. And yet they've gone, they'll wear synthetic and like it. And they just won't.
I can't get past the idea because there's in the US you have a lot of Nike sponsored schools and you have to wear Nike product. I can't get past the idea that, 1 year they're all wearing Tiempo Legend 9s, and especially for women's players are more likely to wear leather versus men.
Yeah.
And maybe the market slightly changed, but still, I can't get past this idea that a lot of them, they're wearing Legend 9s, they're happy, they got leather boots bought, and the next year Nike supplies them with the Tiempo 10 and they're like, what the hell is this?
What has happened?
Yeah.
That's true. Jesus Football has actually sent me its soccerpro.com are the other
nice.
people who are advertising the Montebelluna Legend.
Grillo, you make a good point. Not old, vintage, classic. Let's use proper descriptors.
Dude, I'm old. It's just a fact. A couple of great things in the chat here. So I want to just mention Alex Martinez's question here. Could it be why the Premier 4 is no longer being released? They're going back to K-Leather. I can't tell you why the Premier 4 was delayed. But so I know why. I'm not allowed to tell you why. But it's not because they're going back to K-Leather. It's something else entirely as to why. So the Premier 4 was planned on being released in December. It got pushed back because of a reason. And then what they're going to do going forward to fix that is a different thing entirely. But that initial reason for pushing back the Premier 4 is not related to it going back to K-Leather.
No, it's related to the fact that Nike constantly fucks up when it comes to quality assurance and actual design on their product. I know James can't say anything, but I almost guarantee it's that.
James can say nothing. Yes, James will get himself in a lot of trouble if he says things. So he will not say things on that. Proper Boots also makes a really great point here. It says, also feels obvious that they've intentionally been silent about the fact it's synthetic. Even Pro Directors isn't mentioning it in their posts. I think that's a great point. If it was Allegria leather or really premium K leather, that would be everywhere. That would be all over all the posts. That would be your USP, right? Whereas they've intentionally said nothing. And they haven't even made a big deal out of the reworked Fly Touch Plus because it seems like it is a big deal. It is like this innovation, but they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to say Fly Touch Plus. And they don't want people, there's already enough people being like, burn the leather, such as us right now for an hour. So
I mean,
dear Lord. We got Justin again. Yeah, they thought more people would buy synthetic Tiempo, especially in the California type market. They just bet on the wrong thing. I really don't think it was ego driven, just pure greed. I think there was some ego in there that they thought they could get away with it, but you're absolutely right. Obviously, all of these decisions are pretty much made by money. Like they're like, we have this new synthetic, it's cheaper, we control the supply chain. The more we use it, the cheaper it gets. That's absolutely a big point. So, Dr. Astute, welcome. Thank you very much indeed. Another one of our lovely Boot Wizard members. If you would like to become a Boot Wizard member, there will be a button somewhere around where you can select and become a Boot Wizard member. You get loads of delightful reviews before anybody else and some massive discounts on some grip sock brands. Just today, for my starting 11 members, I dropped my Predator 25 Elite FT review, so that's on there. And I dropped 2 different reviews on SG boots, which I think are very interesting and might explain to people why I posted a picture on my Instagram yesterday of just boots absolutely covered in the most ridiculous amount of mud. But, that's all on there for the members. Join, become a member, be my friend. Thank you.
Might need to use that code to get some. I like those Apex pants. Look really nice.
Pants, those Apex pants are nice, man.
I'm gonna have to get some of those in at some point once I'm actually cash positive.
You did sell a pair of boots this week. That was pretty.
I did sell
pretty
one
good
pair of boots. Just another 14 pairs to go, and then maybe I'll have a nice like little safety net for the blog.
Oh dear.
What happened was, the Alpha 2 came out here. It sold out immediately. And I hadn't sold anything. And then 2 hours later, I sold a pair of boots. So if I had sold a pair of boots 2 hours earlier, I would have ordered the Alpha 2. But as it is, I'm just going to wait for a new colorway.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's mad that they sold out so quickly as well, though.
It's a teaser, so it's limited. It's limited, but it was at a lot of stores. But it was just gone immediately. Like, I think I checked like 15 minutes after the launch, they were all gone.
Damn.
Which is wild, because the original, I think the Alpha 1 was kind of like that as well. Yeah, the Alpha 1 was like that for a little while. And then for some reason they restocked on them, which I didn't think was a good idea. But what do I know? Those are all now gone too.
So we have just hit an enormous tangent. So we just went the opposite direction there. So let's go back to marketing.
Are we gonna rank the Tiempo at all?
Screw that. Just put it in the bottom tier and have done.
That's fine.
Like it looks great. Like you have to admit, like, it is a lovely looking boot.
Oh, the presentation looks awesome.
Just the pure concept of it is utter madness. Like, I think it wouldn't have been as bad if it wasn't made in Montebelluna. I think that's just exacerbated the whole issue.
If they did like a Luxe edition, wasn't made in Italy, but the fact that it's made in Italy, it's like they're purposely trying to piss people off.
Do you know what I would like? Somebody said this in our group chat. I apologize, I can't remember who it was, but like, it would be so funny if the boot bag was leather.
I would laugh so hard
if that boot bag is leather.
To be fair, if that boot bag's synthetic, it's really it's done better than the boots themselves.
Right? The boot bag looks amazing. But I would laugh so hard if that's like even just like a cow leather or something where they've just been like, leather. I'm just like, oh my god, I genuinely don't know, and it actually could be leather. Matt, there you go. It was Matt who said it looked like leather. Like it really, really could be. Back to the marketing. So, the general point of today was this idea that we should not buy into the marketing, because so much of it, and this Nike this Nike Tiempo is a perfect example of, oh, look at this amazing premium made in Montebelluna, made in Italy boot that we have, and yet they've not actually followed through on that, and they've not given us something. And if you just believe the pictures and what they're trying to tell you, you're going to be sorely led astray. And I think this is becoming more and more prevalent across like the boot industry. This idea of marketing, and it not actually meaning anything. There's the snake preds that we spoke about, not irrespective of ProDirect being absolute like goobers. These literally dropped. They made a big deal out of them, and 2 days later there was something else. The marketing means nothing. The boots mean nothing. Like, it's literally a 2-second set of marketing that means nothing. And we have to be smart enough to see through that, basically, and be like, this is just marketing. I need to find I need to look through it. That's what I'm thinking. What are your thoughts?
I was looking once again at these lovely X5 Pros, but I was just thinking, imagine if Nike had made this boot and it was this good and stuff, and we'd be singing its praises like crazy. But they wouldn't have done any of the things that ASICs have done with them. They wouldn't have put them in stores first for people to get used to the idea. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
The Tiempo just happened. Whereas here, they're like, hey, we're getting rid of leather. Here's the new material. Here, come in the store, try it. And there is only this color so far. So this released in December. It's now coming to the end of January. There's no news on the new colorway at all. And, Nike, Adidas, and Puma, they can't resist. Every time there's a new boot, they're like, I guess the best word for it is vomit. They just vomit up tons of new colorways.
Yeah.
Without thought or idea or giving space to anything or letting anything breathe. Like, you have no space for any boots anymore from these big brands, because as soon as you get used to seeing a colorway, it's gone.
That's it. We're 6 weeks into the new Predator, and we are 4 colorways already, with a 5th one hot
absurd.
on its heels. That's
it's so dumb. It's
absolutely
so dumb.
mad. Justin just says, do you think they used Italy to tie it back to Pirlo? I think that's exactly what they did. They're tying it back to those Pirlo boots, tied it back to Pirlo, and he might do some marketing, he might not. I think they absolutely were trying to do that. I just think that it's a really terrible idea, because they haven't delivered. It's like saying, this is going to be a terrible analogy for a vegan, but it's literally me going here is this delicious steak. Come and get this steak. It's based on this previous steak you've had before, and then you turn up and it's a plate of broccoli. Now, obviously, terrible analogy for a vegan, but it's like, you've had this steak before. Come and get this steak. Or wait, you turned up and you've got broccoli.
Actually,
you've got to deliver. You've got to deliver on the expectation.
I'm sure the anti-woke analogy is you turn up expecting steak and instead you get a tofu steak.
Yeah, no, but I don't mind a tofu steak. But no.
I don't mind a tofu steak either. It's actually delicious when really done right. People need to get over themselves.
But yes, you're right. That is kind of the analogy, and it's this idea of, you have had it before. It's not just that it's steak and tofu steak. It's, you have had this steak before. You know exactly what it is. We are promising you steak. We're promising what you've had before, maybe even better than what you've had before, and you turn up and it is nothing like it. So
okay, so this is also a tangent, but okay. So in front of the train station in the city I live in, there's a really old cafe that's been there for years, decades. And it's because it's next to the train station, people would stop by there and eat, and it is well known for having pretty good food. And I hadn't been there. So my wife and I decided to go there, and it's been some time, and the husband passed away. It's just the wife running it, and she's in her late 80s, early 90s. So we ordered food, and I was really excited, and the food was fucking terrible. It was so bad. And even my wife thought that, and we're just like, okay, we're not coming here again. It
Yeah.
sucks because it's an institution.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Tiempo was an institution, and now they've lost the original formula.
Yeah. I'm not endorsing this over use of the word smelly, Chris Pottle. Please stop this.
Yeah.
Don't encourage Justin. I'm not having this.
It annoys me. It annoys me.
Chris Pottle says it's like being told you're getting grapes, but you get sprouts instead. Smelly. No, I will not endorse this continued use of smelly.
No, Justin, I don't watch Park and Recs.
I have seen Parks and Rec, and I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's actually very funny. Anybody else got any analogies? Feel free to throw them in the chat.
Yeah, right. Justin, shut up.
Oh dear. Chris's funny kicks. Boots will be just like Arsenal. Won't win anything. Oh. Vic
Grillo,
Paul,
sorry.
Sorry, go on.
Grillo asked what the Apex product is. So Apex makes grip socks, but they actually have these like super cool looking
unbelievable
like pants as well.
Mm-hmm.
That I definitely want to try out because I have made the mistake of far too many times of doing slide tackles on gym floors in my training pants. So I have holes in everything.
I will try and share them in the chat. I don't know if it'll let me. They're hybrid leggings. They're pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So I'll just pop them in there if you want to have a look.
Nice.
And there is a discount code if you weren't already aware. I shared it in the group a minute ago. Because I'm good
it's
like that.
Man United used to be great, but now awful. Yeah, but the thing is, with me, it's almost turned around. I'm not quite there yet, but it's almost turned around to where you almost feel sad for Man United. I'm still pretty happy, to be honest. I grew up, when Man U was dominant, that's when I lived in the UK, so I was surrounded by sycophants all the time, celebrating every United win, wearing United kits to school when you didn't have to, whenever you could wear non-uniforms and stuff, and constantly hearing about United. So their downfall is pleasing to me in a lot of ways.
In the same way that Nike's downfall is pleasing to you.
It's very much so. Do you think they'll sell out quickly? The Tiempos? Probably not. Yeah,
I think 5,000 pairs is a lot of pairs. Like, even
that's a lot.
Even if they were to, I can't trust anything Pro Direct say, but I would say like 5,000 pairs. Even if you were to drop 5,000 pairs of like a remake Predator, that would still take a little bit of time to sell out. Like, it would take a couple. You know what I mean? It wouldn't sell out within minutes if there was 5,000 pairs.
I love this Boot Zone. I'm still enjoying them being bad. Fair. I'm with you, Andrew. We'll be like all those City fans shortly. Chris's footy kicks. Ricky, they're still unbearable. Yeah, all fair points. And City's downfall is also going to be just glorious, just delicious. Like
I don't know how this has happened. This is so many tangents.
A succulent Chinese meal.
Oh dear.
Our downfall, but here you are talking about us. Yeah, well, whatever. Anyways, marketing. Yeah, don't trust companies' marketing. Well, don't trust the big companies' marketing. They don't give a damn. Sure. We're all budgies with wallets to them.
Budgies with wallets. I like that.
Yeah, we're just chirping in their ears about stuff, and they don't know what we're talking about or anything. All they care
Ricky makes
at the end of the day.
Ricky makes a good point on the Tiempos. He thinks resellers will grab them to try and flip them and fail. I think that's probably true. I think a lot of resellers will grab them with the intention of flipping them. And I don't think they will sell. You'll probably see a ton of them go onto eBay and places like this at heavily inflated prices. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. So, Chris Pottle does make a good point here. At least they don't market for positions so much anymore. This is true. It is kind of a dying kind of art to dying idea of this boots by position. But that said, it's still something. Every other question is like, I play midfield. I'm like,
yeah. And soccer.com dropping that video about boots by position.
Soccer.com.
It's like we just started getting to this point where people were starting to figure out that boots by position wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Josh doesn't think it's a thing. J Mike doesn't think it's a thing. No, like, serious reviewer think it's a thing. And soccer.com should be clued in enough to the industry. But I guess they're just like Nike. They don't see it.
Well, like, the thing is, the reason soccer.com have done this, and I have an issue with the way soccer.com run their social media
Grillo.
anyway. Thanks, Grillo. Thanks for joining. That if I go into my YouTube analytics right now, I will be able to bring up suggestions for what content I should make based on what people are searching. Like, really easy to do. Some of that content that they suggest every time I'm in there is something to do with boots by position, because people search it. Best boots for midfielders, best boots for defenders, best boots for strikers, wingers, whatever, it's all there. So the reason that soccer.com have done this is because they've thrown all integrity and logic out of the window and gone, oh, this will get clicks. So they've made this video because they know people are searching for it. Now, there is a way around this. You can do it without being an absolute ass, which is something that I will probably do quite shortly, which is I will do it. I've done it before, actually. It's on my channel. Don't go and watch it. It's very old. It'll be terrible. But I will do something like, boots by position, best boots for every position, like strikers, defenders. That would be something like the title. And I will spend the entire video talking about how boots by position is not a thing. So that's how you get around it without telling everybody that, like, a mercurial is the best boot for a striker or a winger, when it's just nonsense.
I honestly, you know what? I'll make a boots by position post, and I'll,
I look forward
to
that.
Do a big thing. Yeah. And all it'll say is, it doesn't exist, you idiot. And I'm sure I'll get, if I put you idiot, people are like, yeah, good job insulting your audience. It's like, if you follow me for that long and you believe boots by position are a thing, then I have done my job very poorly. Or maybe I could just wipe the slate clean and say it's, or, push off all, like saying it's not my fault. It's that you guys can't, I don't know. We got to put on our clown shoes. Sometimes, man. We got to make things really simple to understand for some people.
Sure.
Not, I'd say not for the people who generally follow us, because, like, I would argue that the majority of people that interact with us, they could all host their own podcast.
No doubt. Everybody in this chat right now.
Yeah.
Everybody in this chat right now could host their own podcast, know as much as we do. The only difference is that we're just the fools who are doing it at 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. and I happen to have microphones to rant into. But every person in the chat right now, the majority of people who are going to watch this on the edited version could do what we do right now, because all I'm doing is talking about the recent, like, things. I'm not testing anything. I'm just ranting into a microphone. It's a lot of fun. Like, hey, by all means, we spoke about this last week as well, about people making content. Make more podcasts. Get some mates together. Start a podcast and rant about the boots of the week. You don't even have to review anything. You can just rant about the boots of the week. There's us, and there's obviously the Bootcast podcast guys. Definitely go and check them out. The more the merrier. The more the merrier.
Absolutely.
Come and join the fun.
Unisport did post a video about best boots for position.
They did, but they didn't. It's not actually a boots by position kind of video. They did all right. Yes, clickbait. Exactly. That Rich. That's exactly correct. That's exactly what happened. They did its clickbait and then basically said it's a lot of crap.
Ricky is right. Soccer.com has gone downfall through years. They've been caught increasing their prices on purpose. So multiple times.
There you go.
So,
sorry, Paul Gomez. This is a great comment. The grip nip works less if you use them in the wrong position. get your grip nip, get your GX2s on, and they're great if you're a striker. But if you play as a defender, the grip nip just stops working. Doesn't work anymore.
So dumb. But I will say, just as an aside, real quick. I feel like some of those like more sturdy boots that people have looked for in the past have just kind of disappeared off the market in general. So I don't know. That's a conversation for another day. Anyways, don't listen to the don't listen to big brands when it comes to marketing because they're full of shit. Don't listen to soccer.com or ProDirect. If Mike, if you're watching this, Unisport, you're doing a good job. Whatever.
Yeah, I feel like I honestly, like, what are our, like, obviously outside of independent reviewers, like, what companies can you really look at and be like, okay, I trust your opinion enough? There is Mike and Unisport. Now, we have to acknowledge that Mike and Unisport are still a company. Their aim is to still sell boots, and I completely respect that. But at the same time, I think they do a very good job of like treading this fine line between this is a bit of marketing so that you'll sell the boots, but also here is some genuine information that might help you make a decision. And if you watch Mike for long enough as well, you can do a fantastic job of reading between the lines.
Yeah, he's very good at leaving like little hints and stuff.
Yeah, all the props to Mike and Unisport.
I've heard the Football in Motion guys are pretty good. Not Mike levels, but I've heard they're pretty good. But my Spanish is so bad.
Hold on. Marco used to work for Football in Motion. He goes out on his own now. So he's he's Miga. I'm sure it's like, I think he's Italian, right? And he used to work for Football in Motion. He was very good. I haven't actually watched it since he left. So
I haven't really either. But that guy's great.
He's really good.
Go and check him out.
Yeah, go check him out. Drop him a message. Lovely man.
Yeah.
Is that all for today, Andrew? Are we?
I think that's kind of it. Yeah.
Have we covered everything? I think we have. Chris's Funny Kicks rate Football in Motion. Yeah, me too. They're not the most. I don't know. If I feel like they're all over the place with, like, because they'll drop, here's this new boot coming, and then they'll pull it like 2 minutes later because they weren't supposed to, and things like that. And they'll put things up on sale when they're not supposed to go on sale yet. They're all over the place there, but they're super reliable. So, like,
Peter, I love that suggestion.
Peter, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Andrew, I need to see that blog post. I need to see that blog post. I really do. Like, that is fantastic. Chris Rico, I want the new leather Tiempos.
No such thing.
Did you just join right now and you have not heard the rest of the chat? And the new Tiempos are not leather, my friend, unfortunately. And the podcast is just about to end, so you might have to go back to hear us rant about it to then watch it. By the way, if you are watching the podcast right now and you've missed a load of it, you can go back to you can go back to the start,
back to the beginning.
You can scroll back. If you're not on the podcast by the time we leave, you can't do that. You have to wait till Sunday for the edited version. But if you're on it live, you can go back to the start right now and you can watch it if you would like. Chris, sorry man, they are. I know you've just joined, but they are not leather, my friend. And we've just spent almost an hour ranting about them. So Clippy, hey Clippy, how we doing, man? Clippy is going to be our newest reviewer. Clippy's going to join the reviewing fraternity. He's already getting on it. So all the way from Australia. So I'm loving to see that. The reason I don't wear leather boots is because I'm vegan, my friend. So leather and vegans don't tend to go together particularly well. That's all. I think that's it for today, boys and girls.
That's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, children and people of all ages.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Go and check out Andrew's review on the ASICS DS Lite X Lite Pro 3. And then send ASICS a message saying, God, change your naming system.
Yeah.
Chris's Funny Kicks. He has a Copa Icon 2 review coming. So watch out to go and check that out. By all means, in the future, if you're in the chat, guys, and you've got like a review coming or something, put it in the chat and we'll shout it out for you.
Yeah.
let us know. The boot zone, yes, get some sleep. I will do my very best. Let's just hope my toddler is still asleep by the time I get out of the studio. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you very much indeed. Thank you to all of my members. Thank you to everybody. Get subscribed, like the video, and we will see you all next week. Bye-bye. Going to remember to end the stream this week.